Imagine running a bed and breakfast where none of your guests ever leave because you murdered them.
Welcome to the charming little roadside inn, run by the Bender family, Kansas's very own all-you-can-slay murder squad.
Between 1871 and 1873, at least a dozen travelers stopped by their cozy cabin for a hot meal, a warm bed, and a hammer to the skull. Authorities pinned 11 murders on them, but the body count could be 20 or more.
Why so many, you ask?
Because back then, the only thing more dangerous than the prairie was the people pretending to offer you pie.
To stick around, because this story's got it all. Incest rumors, clairvoyant con artistry, trapdoors, blood-soaked cellars, and a family so evil even the Wild West was like, damn, y'all need therapy.
This is one of the creepiest, most bizarre mysteries of the American frontier, and they got away with it. So grab your shovel and your skepticism.
We're digging up the dark, rotten roots of the bloody Benders.
Welcome back to The Curious Past, the show where we dig up the strange, the horrifying, and the wait, how is this not a movie already? Parts of history you were never taught in school. I'm Shan.
And Anthony. Today we're saddling up for a little frontier hospitality, where the stew is hot, the beds are firm, and the murder rate is, frankly, off the charts.
We're headed to Kansas in the 1870s. Land of tall grass, tall tales, and one truly unhinged family business.
Meet the Benders, a charming foursome with a passion for produce, psychic healing, and unaliving folks for profit. In October 1870, this merry band of maybe siblings, maybe lovers, or both, because it's the Wild West, claimed 160 acres in Labette County right off the Great Osage Trail, the only halfway civilized road west.
Let's meet our cast of characters.
John Paul Bender, old, German, grunty, didn't speak much English, had the vibes of a haunted tree.
Ma Bender, also known as Elvira or Almira, depending on which name she was growling that day. Locals said she could curdle milk with a look and may have accidentally buried some ex-husbands. No charges stuck, must have had a great lawyer or a shallow grave.
Your son, John Jr., about 25, good-looking, loved to laugh. The problem was, he laughed at everything, like, I just stubbed my toe, levels of laughter. People figured the upstairs didn't connect to the downstairs, if you know what I mean.
And then there's Kate Bender, 23, magnetic, spiritual, and bathed in red flags. She did psychic readings, healed the sick, and casually pitched free love like it was Frontier M&M.
John Jr. and Kate supposedly siblings, but the whole town was like, then why are they playing footsie under the seance table?
They set up a general store and a modest little roadside inn, one room split by a wagon canvas. Guests dined in the front, the family slept in the back, and spoiler alert, some guests didn't make it to breakfast.
Why? Because the Benders had the deadliest open concept floor plan in American history.
Guests would sit with their backs to the canvas wall chatting with Kate or Ma. Then, bam, one of the Bender boys would introduce a hammer to the back of their skull. Quick, efficient, artisanal frontier murder.
To make sure they stayed down, Ma or Kate would do a little quality assurance. Think throat slitting with flair.
Bodies? At first they tossed them into the cellar, but hey, storage fills up fast when you're running a booming murder economy. So they started burying guests in the orchard.
Imagine biting into an apple grown on Uncle Jerry. Notes of desperation and boot leather.
By 1873, the trail had become Kansas's Bermuda Triangle. Travelers vanished. But it was the frontier. People disappeared like bad ideas in the wind.
Then Dr. William Henry York vanished. He wasn't just some drifter. He was a doctor looking for another missing guy and his infant daughter. The irony was thick.
Yet enter Colonel Alexander York, William's brother and a Kansas state senator. Basically, a man who would find out who turned his brother into compost.
He questioned everyone along the trail and wound up knocking on the Benders' door. They were like, "Oh yeah, he stopped by." Then he left.
Really convincing, especially since another woman came forward and said Ma Bender literally threatened her with knives.
So York comes back with armed men. Ma panics. Kate? Oh, she's smooth. She invites him to return alone so she can summon his brother's spirit.
Nothing screams I'm innocent like a solo seance with a murder suspect.
Locals had had enough. They organized a search of every homestead. But when they returned to the Bender's place, gone, vanished. Animals unfed, cabin abandoned.
That's when things got extra grim. Under a trapdoor in the cabin, a blood-soaked cellar.
And outside, in the orchard, bodies. So many bodies. Dr. York, his neighbor, 9 others, all with the Bender calling card, skull bashed, throat slashed, valuables missing.
Kansas went full-blown murder frenzy. Posses rode out, posters went up, rewards were offered. Everyone wanted justice, or at least revenge.
But the Benders, poof. Nothing. Ghosts in the wind. It was the best vanishing act since Houdini, and he hadn't even been born yet.
There were sightings from California to Canada. People swore they saw Kate working as a psychic in New Mexico, or Ma running a bakery in Missouri. Nothing stuck.
Which brings us to the big question. Why? Why turn a frontier Airbnb into a murder machine?
Short answer, money.
Long answer, money, plus a dash of sociopathy, a sprinkle of bloodlust, and a complete lack of empathy. A 5-star recipe for family bonding, apparently.
Historians think it started with a robbery gone wrong. A guest dies, no one comes looking. Boom, business model born.
The Benders realized that in lawless Kansas you could kill people, take their stuff, and blame it on bandits, indigenous people, or bad weather, and nobody would blink.
But this wasn't just greed. These folks liked killing. They were the kind of people who didn't need a reason, just an opportunity.
The result? A murder mystery that still haunts American history. A real-life horror story, and an unsettling reminder that sometimes the deadliest monsters wear aprons and offer apple pie.
So, next time you're on a road trip and you see a quaint roadside inn with homemade stew and an unusually quiet orchard,
maybe sleep in the car.
Drop your thoughts in the comments. What would you have done if you rolled up to the Bender's cabin?
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. We've got more murder, mystery, and madness coming your way.
Until next time, stay curious.
And always bring your own snacks.